and a happy Yule blessings to you all. And of course, a Merry Christmas, or Hanukkah, or whatever your preferred Midwinter festival is. I hope you have a great one. Anywho, we're going to be working on this tune today. Let's play a bit through, shall we? So we can get a little grip on what's going to be going on. As always, let me know what the levels are like. I did test them before though, so they should be pretty good.
Once upon a time, Alterra's left civilization behind. Where we come from, some people who used to look a lot like us, grown physically and mentally so much that they found a way to shed their physical bodies, live as energy in another hierarchy. Someone somewhere out there. I am able to speak by use of a communication technology that we believe was constructed and used by a race known as the Alterras.
I hope you listen on good speakers, because that bass is quite low. There's not much in the mids at the moment, so you might not be able to hear it very well if you're on speakers without a good sub response. Dane is working on a new neuro bass for this, which should have a lot more kind of juicy mid-range in it.
There was
years, they found a great belt of stars. The Alterrans named their new home Avalon, and that they built many Astria Porta.
Apparently, I weren't allowed to keep.
Alterra.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
Oakley dokley. So that is the track we're working on today. I'm just working up to the breakdown at the moment. Kind of later on, this last section needs a lot more work, and needs to be kind of like, I need to kind of switch it up a bit, I think, because it's got a kind of very continuous vibe throughout this whole section up to the breakdown. So for now, I'm just gonna work up until the breakdown and try and make that as good as possible, and hopefully the last section will come together quite easily after that. So I'm actually not working in the main project of this tune at the moment because this is one that Dane made originally, and then he sent it me, and he bounced out all the stems. So he got to a certain point, and he'd got like kind of a bit wound up, and he'd got all these kind of like different sounds, and it wasn't quite working. And you know, sometimes when you're listening to your own tune too many times, it just becomes a bit confusing. And one of the advantages of collaborating is sometimes when you get in that state, you can just pass the tune off to someone else and be like, here you go, fresh set of ears, see if you've got any fresh ideas for the tune. So he passed it over to me. He bounced everything out, and in total came to 22 gigabytes of audio that he sent me when it was unpacked. So I spent an entire day unpacking it, arranging all the drums and the bass, bouncing that out so that we don't have 150 tracks in a single project, which is then unloadable. And then with the bounce drums, then kind of putting all the synths over the top, stripping some things out, generally tidying things up a bit. And then I'm in this new project. And basically I've been working on the intro in this new project. And we've got this lush low whistle or flute melody going on, but otherwise the intro was sounding a little bit on the empty side, you know. So I filled it out with these kind of like arps and stuff, which have been incredibly successful. These kind of sounds. Now these will need a bit of a low cut eventually, because there is a bit of sub things going on here, a bit of sub content. Which will be clashing with some of the bass in this intro, but I don't need to do that quite just yet. I think I'll do that when I pop it back into the main project. It's possible at the moment that these kind of RP things are a little bit overused. I've been trying as time goes on to just like, as I do each listen through, to like drop a little bit out each time and just mute bits here and there which are not sounding as good as the others, to try and strip it down to get to a place where this sound is really supporting and building the tension and building the structure out, but without just being kind of monotonous across the whole section. We want it to have a bit of kind of build to the whole section, you know? And we've got these kind of other chords. I wrote this chord sequence here for the whole section, and then I bounced out a bunch of different sounds. And they're sounding pretty cool. So, but let me know what you think. Let me know if these sounds are currently too much, they're too dominant, if it's about right, if I've cut out too many, how this is generally flowing. I think we're approaching a place now where these arps are kind of, there's about the right amount. And they're really supporting what's going on there. Now, another way that I wanted to fill out this intro section is by adding in some more kind of like dialogue samples. We've got a few bits here and there. Let me try and find a bit.
Where we come from,
Things like this.
people who used to look a lot like us, you know, physically, mentally, so much they
And these were all cut. These vocal samples were chopped down from a bunch of samples that I made earlier. And I think possibly too much has been cut out, and now the section was sounding a bit empty. So my plan is to add some of these samples back in, maybe glitch them up a bit, see what we can play around with them, see what we can do, and see if we can't get some nice flow with these samples going. And then what I also wanted to do later in the stream, I'd quite like to get around to bouncing all these out, sticking them into the main project, and then doing some like drum edits and stuff, because there are some like structural bits. It's already got a bit of a drum edit, but I think we can accentuate those kind of bits more by popping back into the main project again. So yeah, first off, I'm going to start working on these samples. So let's play it through. These are some samples. I've done a little bit of editing so far. Let's have a little play through and see if these edits are working right. And there's also like extra kind of material here I can use. I want to like center like a glitch to and things like that. I might even use this one here for that. See how we're sounding so far. See how these vocal samples are flowing, because I just did a little bit of editing on them today, but not too much because I wanted to do more on stream.
They lead you to their realm with the path that is laid out in the Book of Origin. All you need do is follow their teachings.
So what's it about?
actually it's
Maradness, hello, how's it going? Nice of you to join. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, have I? Unless you go under a different moniker, usually. Welcome, welcome. I think when I originally did like this full edit here, it was too much. There was too many samples going on.
Once upon a time.
the Alterra's left civilization behind.
Mamba Negra, how's it going? Welcome back.
From some people who used to
Nice of you guys to join.
so much found a way to shed their physical bodies, energy, that is
Now this is interesting because this sample, if I was to just mute this sample for now, this is actually already in the original bounce that I did. Oh, nice. You've been following. I'm glad you finally managed to catch one of the live streams. I guess Skype being in the festive period where people are off work draws kind of a different crowd, maybe. So I know some of the regulars like Dane can't make it because he's got like a family do and stuff. So I'm glad some people have made it. So if I mute this sample, you'll be able to hear that the sample is already in the original track.
where we come from. Some people who used to look a lot like us, you know, physically, mentally, so much they found a way to shed their
But it's like sketchy, you know. It's got some like gating or some like editing on it, which just like it like breaks it up, especially around here. I know it might be hard to hear in the context of the full track,
lot like us, you know, physically, mentally, so much they
but it just like it breaks it. It's just broken a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I've put the original full bit of this over the top, but it kind of clashes with the original. That's fine for now. Hey, it's Leaf. Welcome, Leaf. The legend who runs our Discord server, which you guys should join. There's actually a link to the Discord server in the description of this stream, for those that want to do that. So yeah, so at the moment we've got it doubled, but once I drop this back into the main project, I'll delete the original version from it so it doesn't clash. So we've just got this, just in case you're wondering why we've got two clashing versions. Two clashing virgins.
Where we come from, some people who used to look a lot like us, so much found a way to shed their physical body.
Anyway, we'll continue from here, and we'll carry on listening to these vocal samples.
This happened a long time ago, and I believe that those people may have originally come from here.
I'm also aware that the whistle, the flute, is kind of quite low in the mix at the moment. It's not really mixed, this track.
And used by a race known as the Alterras.
Yeah, it flows nicely actually. To be honest, these simple edits that I did were quite good. I think what I'm going to do next is use this less wet one to and stick it through some glitch machines. I think that's what the intro's got a lot of really nice melodic stuff that could do with just extra kind of like tech here and there.
At least that we know of.
You really like to learn how to make these sounds in Razor. Ooh. Maybe we can, well, I mean, if you literally watch any random one of my streams, you will almost certainly hit making squelchy sounds in Razor at some point. The Razor thing, which is like the one thing that Razor's like amazing at, is like is just like amazing at making squelches. Evening, Charlie, one of our collaborators here. Have you been here from the beginning, Charlie? Have you heard what I've done with this so far? I was not really going to use Razor this time because it was all about kind of arranging the samples, doing the drum edits. But maybe for Mamba Negra, I need to just like do a bit of Razor. Anyway, we'll see. This is sounding pretty cool. So this one I'm going to bring online, and I can see there's like some. I'm going to leave it in place for now, and I'm going to stick it through a glitch 2. Which is just a really fantastic kind of glitchy randomizer. It just spits out random glitchy sounds that are all like dead cool. Just randomize the whole thing. You haven't heard anything yet except like a little bit. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll play it through, but there'll be kind of random glitchy sounds coming from this. So that will be superfluous to what I've actually written. But that's also okay. So we're going to record it straight into this new track. So we'll record on this track. I set the input for this new audio track to come from the output of this track, so it will record straight onto it. And then Let's see what it spits out, shall we? I might mute the other samples as well, actually, just so I can hear what is happening with a bit more precision. Cool, I think we're good to go.
Origin. All you need to do is follow their teachings.
Oh, look, this patch is called Awesome Selfish Existence. Hang on a sec, I didn't hit record. Damn, I'm an idiot. Do that again. One sec.
Around with the path. The book of all you need to do is
Curried parsnip soup and homemade naan. Oh, amazing. Sounds great. Happy Yule, everyone. Happy winter solstice. Happy Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever your midwinter festival is, I hope it's fantastic. As mine will surely be. Oh.
Once upon a time.
The Alterras left civilization behind. People. Where we come from.
We had a big old fire on my land for solstice. It was great.
So much that they found a way to shed their physical bodies for this energy and another higher layer
Yeah, so there's a few good bits here and there. Yeah, I'm so excited to finish this track. It's sounding like amazing.
Out there.
I am able to speak by use of communication technology was constructed and used by a race known as the Alterras.
Okay, so there we go. That's one bounce. And it was pretty cool. There was some good bits. There were some sketchy bits as well, but that's always to be expected with the random glitch. So what I'm thinking is to maybe move this on a little bit. And then Because now, if I've just moved it out of place, it will be out of time with the other ones. And we'll hopefully fill in, you know, some of these gaps here where there's kind of nothing going on with the other sounds that we've edited. So let's maybe not use glitch. Shall I use glitch again? Yeah, why not? But I might do it a bit more targeted this time rather than bouncing the whole thing out. I might just stop it here and then do it there again.
All you need is follow.
Glitch, yeah, it's cheap. I would definitely recommend it as just a really great glitch machine. Yeah, you see here we got a big empty bit here. We'll just start it from there again.
The Alterras left civilization behind. Alterras left. Where we come from, some people who used to look a lot like us, all physically, mentally, so much they found a way to shed their physical bodies. Live as mentally, so much they shed their physical bodies.
Need to stop buying stuff. Yeah, I know the feeling, man. During, like, when I was doing my masters, I just kind of, like, was really not that frugal. Allowed myself to spend on stuff. And I'm really struggling to stop spending stuff now. Sorry about the loud glitches here, guys. Cool bits there.
Talking to someone somewhere out there.
I am able to speak by use of a communication technology that we believe was constructed by a race known as the Alterras.
Ooh, that was nice. Just a couple more bits left here to do. And then we'll go in edit, I think. Subtle but cool. Right, yeah, we like that. So let me just turn that one off, and then we'll go in and we'll edit these, and hopefully, do you know what as well? I'm going to turn on the other ones on so that we can work around them, so that we can see how these glitched versions like play off the original versions. Because I really want to keep some of the original versions and make like a feature of them, because I really like having this kind of like little story, this kind of like little sci-fi story going on about these race of people called the Alterrans. Okay.
Around with the path. Around with the path. All you need to do. They lead you to their realm with the
Not sure about this before.
the book of origin. All you need do is follow their teachings.
So what's it about?
Actually, it's a story. It's
Written like fiction.
So that around here is pretty good.
Written like fiction.
Kind of like that. Doesn't really interfere. You can still kind of hear.
actually, it's a story. It's
Written like fiction.
You can still kind of hear the original that's going on, but then you've got this kind of just like little glitchy kind of like tail to it as well. Okay, so there are some cool bits, but they're just gotta find them. I think it's just those two, to be honest. And I'm going to change the position slightly because there's a big hit. You see, if I mute this, there's like a wow that happens here that we really like. So maybe if I put this here, you might be able to hear this a bit better without it interfering with the cool sound that's already there. Maybe not that bit. Kind of like that. And let's try sending it to this replica that we've got going on send B. See what that does. Hey, Cyber! Happy holidays! Yule-tide blessings to you. Not too sure about this. Maybe what it needs is a reverb instead. Yeah, that's a lot better. But I messed that up and put the whole track at full reverb.
Once upon a time.
The Alterra's left civilization behind. People. Where we come from, some people used to look a lot like us. So much found a way to shed their physical bodies, energy, that is an energy existence. This happened a long time ago. I believe that those people may have originally come from here.
I kind of like it. It's subtle. Adds just a little, like, echo of the dialogue, but in glitch form.
This happened a long time ago. I believe that those people may have originally come from here.
Yeah, nice. So this one will be interesting because it doesn't have any dialogue to play off. So hopefully it'll sound good on its own. I'll take the second half of that. Okay, my mates just messaged me. Damn it! I need to find a way of getting all those notifications to stop showing up on screen when I'm streaming. I mean to do it in between every stream, and then I just forget about it. Sorry, Sarush. I told him about the streams, so hopefully he'll show up in the chat at some point. He's an awesome Iranian music composer. He's like, I was at uni with him, and yeah, real talent. Oh yeah, so not that bit, because that just sounds harsh and awful. This though.
someone somewhere out there.
I am able to speak by use of a communication technology that we believe was first constructed and used by a race known as the Alterras.
Okay. I think I've turned the WhatsApp notifications off now. Whoopsie, sorry, Sarush. Ah, gosh, that was awful. Ah.
Talking to someone somewhere out there.
There, yeah. Because, okay, so even though there isn't a dialogue thing here, I think in the original, in the bounce, we've got some dialogue. So, luckily,
I am able to speak by use of a communication technology.
this other sound kind of plays off it really nicely.
Talking to someone somewhere out there.
Yeah.
I am able to speak by use of a communication technology that we believe was first constructed and used by a race known as the Alterras.
No, kind of could sound pretty cool. But it's kind of subtle. Can't hear it amongst everything else. And if you can't hear it, then it's probably just muddying up the soundscape. Let's try turning it up. Ah, just get rid. Unfortunately, you're so chilling out to this right now. Excellent. I'm glad. And yeah, I'm really, really excited to have this tune finished. I think it's going to be one of our best pieces of work once it's done. Ah, gross. Absolutely disgusting. Get the hell rid of it. That was cool. Maybe even like a delay on that. So let's try sending this to the delay. Yeah, nice. Kind of like that. That's ace. Yeah, I get rid. Okay, so cool. We got some few bits. What I'll do is I'll edit this next one down. Hopefully it won't take too long. And then I'll bounce out stems and we'll drop it into the main project. And then we'll get on with like the drum edits to like really support the structure that we've created with kind of all these sounds here as well. Because what I've got in this project as well is things like this. No, that's not what I meant to play. I think it's this here. Things like this sound. Yeah, these kind of stuff. And these are excellent kind of for mapping out the structure. Yeah. So I'm really excited to like do some drum edits to support them. So first things first, let's just do this bit here.
All you need do is follow the instructions.
So what's it about?
All you need.
Actually, it's a story.
Written like fiction.
This pretty cool. DMT noises, yeah. This is right. So it's just this then, eh? Yeah, that works.
Let civilization be crushed.
This sounds pretty cool, but needs like a big like reverb or something. In combination. Yeah, in combination, these two sounds sound great.
Some people
We might get rid of that one
used
though.
to look a lot like us. So much they found a way to shed their physical bodies, energy, and there's so much they physical body.
This could be excellent at just like leading into the drop if it turned up quite a bit. Turn it right up to max, see what we got.
This happened a long time ago.
Yeah, leave it in for now.
Those people may have originally come from here.
All disgusting. I hate it. I hated that bit.
The universe is a big place. The universe is a big place. The universe is a big place.
This here, a little bit wacky, but it kind of fits, I think, in place.
The universe is a big place.
Yeah, okay. We can leave that. Ooh. So, very subtle, it kind of fitted into the background behind everything else. But I could hear it kind of added a little kind of like bubbly, kind of watery kind of vibe to this bar, which I liked. Let's just have another little replay, see if you can hear it. Probably just this first bit, actually. And then we might be able to turn it up so that it's a lot more prominent. Yeah, it's this thing we're after. And possibly some reverb. I won't use it on full this time. I just want to like sit it in the mix a bit better. That can stay for now.
I am able to speak by use of a communication technology that we believe was constructed and used by a race known as the Alterras. Use of technology that we believe was...
I like that. That there.
Technology.
So the first 3 of 4.
Technology that we believe was first. Technology that we believe was first.
Get rid of the rest of that thing. This may be a delay, I'm thinking. Let's see. Yeah, that sits it nicely in the mix. I think that's that there that's making that cool sound.
Though no evidence has been uncovered. At least that we know of. At least that we know of.
Cool. Again, subtle but very good. Right, so what I'm going to do now is get all these sounds from this project into the main project. I'm not sure I've done this yet on stream, and this is a skill in of itself in terms of bouncing out stems which give you options. So I don't want to bounce out like every single individual track. So I'm just going to end up, because one of the points of using a secondary project is that you can condense things into a small number of audio tracks. You can condense a lot of processing into a small number of audio tracks and then drop that back into the main project, and you've effectively taken all that processing out of the main project, so you can do more complicated things without your project becoming unloadable because it's using more than 100% processing power. So there is a skill in of itself into grouping stuff into logical groups so that they don't interfere too much with each other. So that each element in a single group doesn't interfere with the others. And also there'll be certain elements which you always want to be super clean. So for instance, sounds like this. I just want it dead clean because I might drop everything else out and just play that on its own during that particular moment. You've taken up this workflow. Excellent. Yeah, it's just like you can make this way. It doesn't matter how good your computer is. You can make really complicated music on a potato. And it lowers the barrier to entry than compared to trying to do everything in a single project file. So sounds like that I would want super clean. So you can see I've just grouped it into its own group. This has got a few different tracks which are kind of wet. They're all kind of chordy stuff. So that can all just be kind of one thing. I've grouped, let's just rename so that I don't generally rename my groups at this stage, but just for your benefit, this will be wobble. This is going to be ARPs. So this has got these kind of sounds in. And these were both essentially the same synth sound, but just with like subtle variations. So they can both go in the same one, no problem. And then what I'm going to do here is so these two unglitched sample, kind of dialogue samples, I'm going to group these together because they're kind of like clean. And then these glitched ones, I'm also going to group them together. These are unused, so I don't need them. And then that's it. So then I would go through and I would solo, make sure I've got the full length of the track. And for every stem, I'm going to start every stem from exactly the same point so that there's no confusion when it comes to where things are starting and whether things are in the right place once I get them into the main project. Charlie finds using separate projects really jarring. Just use a lot of saves. Yeah, but you've got like an absolute beast of a computer, Charlie. And you're also like, you are a professional computer technician. So you're able to keep your computer running smoothly and optimally at these kind of like high processor intensive tasks. And that's awesome. Like you've got like, having that skill is a real boon for you to be able to do stuff in projects. But for me, you know, even like there's been this, I'm actually using like quite a good computer, and I've actually just tweaked it in today to make it run like way smoother. So it runs at a lower temperature, it uses less processing power. I'm sitting pretty with this computer, but because I'm in this cycle of, you know, you get a nice new computer, it's fantastic. You can have a million audio tracks, a million VSTs, etc., etc. And then as time goes on, your computer gets slower and slower and slower. Like I've just got used to always using this workflow of, you know, you get to about 40 tracks or so in the main project, and then I go on to another project. And this way, I don't have this problem of like butting up against the limits of my computer, and I also never getting myself into a state where I've lost an entire project file that I've worked on for days because what did I change? There is a power management system within this Acer Predator Helios 300 thing, but it's a hidden submenu. So I had to go into the registry and change a value to get another part of the registry to show itself, so that I could then change the value in that, which was like to disable this power management system, basically, which had it was already always running at like extreme power cycles. Yeah, that's like, if you're ever wondering, when I started, I was like, how are these people getting all these complex like flows of sounds, all this like really crazy sound design? How are they getting it just in one project? You know, I get to a certain point and my project just dies. And then as soon as I kind of like figured out this, I was like, oh, literally infinite complexity available to anyone with any computer. You know, even if you can only run 5 tracks at a time, theoretically, you could condense like 150 tracks gradually down into 5 tracks. You know, no. Right? Okay, so we're going to start bouncing out. So we're going to have. I need to make sure that I'm bouncing out the full length of the track that I want. So let's just see where everything ends. Yeah, that catches everything. So this will be renamed Glitch Dialogue. This will be dialogue. Okay, so we're bouncing out the glitch dialogue. We're going to get it nice. We're going to make this nice and organized so we don't confuse ourselves. So we're going to make a nice new folder. This is going to be called Intro Chords Stems, because you see here at the top, that's the name of the project file. So in order to be able to find these later on, if I need to alter them, I'm going to just call that the folder the same as that. And then this will be called Glitched Dialogue. Hopefully the bounces won't take too long. Just 200 plus tracks in the project. Yeah. Bounce, turn off, then hide a lot. Right, yeah. To be honest, in this project, I've got, because this this ARP that I made was like really fantastically just like nice. I was like, I am really happy with this. I saved the patch and I just like froze the track. So in Ableton, you can do a thing called freeze the track, and it just like turns off, it bounces it to audio in the background basically, and then just like turns off all the plugins. But if you ever want to turn the track back on, you can just do it instantly. But I don't generally do. It's not generally part of my workflow, that. So it's an unusual thing that I've done compared to what I usually do. Cool. So we got the glitch dialogue. This might be a little bit tedious for doing on stream, but I've realised I'd actually never gone through my bouncing out process before on stream, and I think it does have some value, you know, of just explaining a little bit of like when you're bouncing stuff out, just switch your brain on a bit and think, which of these sounds do I actually want clean with nothing else laid over the top, or might I want clean without anything? Because it's without anything laid over the top. Because even if you might not have the full concept of the idea there where you bounce it out, giving yourself options for later on within the main project file is super useful. Because I could just like bounce out the master of this and just work with the master and just bounce every single sound in this project out into a single audio file. But you know, if it just leaves me with it's very static. Then it doesn't leave me with much room for maneuver. Oh gosh, wish it was a little bit faster though. I wonder if there's a way of from the desktop audio. And let's play a tune, shall we? Way. New audio stem separation within 12.3. To be honest, I think, look, live, it says down here, live has failed to update, so I think I'm actually still waiting on 12.3. Yeah, I just noticed this today that it's not been updating. I don't know when that started, but I think I need to update. I didn't know they had the audio stem separation, but that's pretty cool. It's something that in I wanted to try out in Tractor, the new Tractor 4, but I haven't got that yet either. Because that'd be really useful for DJing, to be honest. But to be honest, on my own sound effects, I mean, I've got the stems anyway. That's what I'm working with, isn't it? I made the sounds, so I should have all the stems. Or you mean for some kind of like creative sound design idea? So I guess if it could maybe do some kind of spectral separation, so you get these weird artifacts and stuff. Might be interesting. I'd have to play around with it. Maybe next time. To be honest, I did think maybe I should just go through all of Ableton's kind of various AI features at some point, just for the sake of the algorithm. Because if I mention AI, the algorithm will be like, "Oh yeah, you're what I want to be promoting." Clean up vocals. Yeah, that might be useful for like actually collecting samples. For getting dialogue and maybe going through old recordings and getting like vocal stems or things like that, like recordings that are out of copyright. Maybe. What is this called? This tune, by the way, is another tune that I've been working on. I've done it on stream a few times, and it's coming on really nice. Last stem to bounce, and then we can jump over to the main project, which to be honest is still like 70, 100 odd tracks, so it might take a while to load. Alterra's main. There we go. Why not? We'll save it. Cool. Main project. So we got all the drums and bass organised quite nicely, but then we've got some organisation of the rest of the sounds, because I've got all this high group, but a lot of the sounds are just kind of there. Anywho. Hopefully that's the right place. I just need to go right up to the top. Yeah, I just thought I'd play something, Leaf, while we're waiting. Too much silence otherwise. This is the first vid you found. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, this track's coming on really nice. Nearly there, actually. I mean, just like, I reckon 1 or 2 more sessions just to make like pads, risers, impacts, that kind of thing. And this track will be just about done. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I'm going to try and make more tunes like this, I think, going forward. Okay, very nice. Back to Alterrans, eh? Nice little interlude. Right, so hopefully these are in the right place. They should all start from the same place. Because as you remember, I bounced them out all just starting from the beginning of where the actual bounce of the full track started. Get rid of that.
They lead you to their realm with the path that is laid out in the Book of Origin. All you need do is follow their teachings.
So what's it about?
Actually, it's a story. It's
Like fiction.
Yeah, so some of this glitch was a little bit...
Like fiction.
Yeah, this little end bit sounded nasty. I recorded the flute. I play low whistle. I'm really into playing folk music at the moment. Like, you know, like Scottish, Irish, British folk music. I'm just loving it. It's kind of the other side of my musical brain, really. Although they aren't one and the same, I think. There's a lot of like harmonic, melodic similarities between Psy music and British folk. You know, there's a lot of drones, a lot of folk in general, I think. So you could say the same about kind of like Arabic folk or even like Japanese kind of like flute music and things like that. In terms of like the harmony and melody, there's a lot like psychedelic music is kind of rooted in that tradition because it's drone based and using. And one of the things I learned about in my undergrad was, so a lot of the kind of like Arabic music, which is kind of like drone based, and the same is true of British folk as well, is that instead of the harmony and the chords taking its meaning from what comes before and after it, they take their meaning in relation to the root. So the root of this track is F. So the chords that you play and the melody that you use must relate in some way to the F root at all times, rather than having these like crazy key changes or things like that. Maybe, I don't know if that makes sense. A little bit of deeper music theory there for you. Just had to check I had a limiter on the master there. I tend to run things quite hot for the streams than I would do usually, so I always put a limiter on the master. Oof. I love it so much. I love this track so much.
The Alterras left civilization behind. Where we come from, some people who used to look a lot like us, both physically and mentally, so much.
Okay, so here we go. So as I said before, we've got a clash here between this and wherever the other there we go. That's got to be it.
Where we come from.
Yeah. This, just get rid because I'm just going to mute it for now, just in case. This is a much cleaner version of this.
Where we come from, some people used to look like us.
Okay, so what I'm going to do with this dialogue as well is I'm going to compress it, because at the moment I'm struggling to get it to punch through the mix. I'll be able to really hear what is really happening with a lot of the words. So, and that's probably because if we zoom in on this here, you've got kind of these big peaks and then kind of quieter sections like here, big peaks, quieter sections here. So you've got a big dynamic range. So parts of it will be really loud and other parts of it will be not loud enough. Now, we put it through a compressor. What a compressor does is it reduces the dynamic range. So that means it's a lot tighter, and then you can place it a lot more easily in the mix. Or theoretically, anyway.
Where we come from, some people used to look like us, physically and mentally so much that they found a way to shed their physical. Used to look like us, physically and mentally so much that they.
Yeah, so then bits like this here still need turning up. Usually the compressor's usually like a broad stroke kind of tool. You apply it kind of generally to a bit, but then there'll always be bits that still need a little bit of just like
Like us, physically and mentally so much that they found physically and mentally so much that they found a way to shed their physical bodies with this energy and another higher plane of existence. This happened a long time.
Okay, so here we got two competing things happening. Let's just get the work area a bit better. Two competing things are happening here. We've got the wobble. Which I like a lot. And then we've got this thing, which is kind of glitched dialogue thing. I'm wondering if I put that before.
This happened a long time ago.
Because this is kind of cool as well. I'd like to maybe get rid of this here so that it creates more space for that glitched, for this glitched dialogue sound.
This happened a long time ago.
Yeah. Might even turn this whole thing up a bit.
This happened.
Yeah. Okay. And this one as well, just for the sake of parity. And also, you know, I was talking about drum edits. So the drums just kind of carry on over this. Whereas if we give them a bit of like a little break, it could really accentuate this moment. So the snare definitely get rid of.
This happened a long time ago.
Oh, I've had too many brews today, Leaf. Thanks a lot, though. I will stick to my whiskey for now. I actually need the toilet because I've had too many cups of tea. Thanks a lot, though. Appreciate the offer. Oh, I'm going to have me a Cadbury's Heroes as well. Why not? 'Tis the season to eat much chocolate.
This happened a long time ago, and I believe that those people may have originally come from here.
Woostart, what an entrance. Never made a comment before on the entire channel. Immediately orders a Yorkshire tea with 3 sugars. Legend. Man after my own heart, apart from the sugars.
This happened a long time ago, and I believe that
Johnny Walker, all right, yeah. Well, I've got some Lafroig Oak Select in this hip flask. This one is a very special whiskey because it's from our local whiskey shop who bottle their own whiskies from casks that they buy, and this is one of theirs. And it came cask strength, which means it was like 55%, and then you water it down to like the low 40s to where it's supposed to be, and it is amazing.
That is energy in another higher plane of existence. This happened a long time ago. And I believe that those people may have originally come from here.
Somehow, just bouncing these sounds out and dropping them into the main folder has sat them a lot better in the mix. And I find that happens quite often, you know. Tracks that you're making a separate project file often just sound separate. Possibly it's because we've got the limiter gelling everything together. By the way, you shouldn't have a limiter on when it comes to mixing. It's fine for when you're writing, but when you come to mix, nothing on your master. Right, what we're going to do here. Possibly like do the same and like do a drop out here. Not too into that sound. What I want to do is turn the whistle up, if I can find it.
The universe is a big place.
Except for that note, which is quite loud. This, I'm going to just turn it up by maybe 1 dB. It doesn't need much. Just so it can sit and it can rise above everything else. The rest of it, like the idea. Good idea, Charlie. A little bit of extra high thing going on. But what I would say is we got some shakers here that come in, which are pretty cool. What I took out though was this, because I thought these shakers were just too fast, basically, for the vibe of this section that they were in.
Alterra.
I just think it grooves a lot more without it. So be careful with the super fast shakers if you're going to make them. But I think generally that's quite a good idea, yeah. So where are we going? Recording, so we get that natural rhythm. Yeah, that's a really good idea,
I am able to speak by use of a communication technology that we believe was first constructed and used by our race.
Yeah, when you
known as the
record,
Alterra.
actually physically record percussion, you get all these kind of like little micro variations that it's impossible to program in. And then another thing I wanted to do is filter out up to this little mini breakdown. So at the moment, the main drop, which I'll show you, the main drop here is just not very big of a moment. It needs more build up to it.
At least that we know of.
I mean, it's cool. It's a nice thing, but it just isn't quite there in terms of the build up to it yet. Why are we in full screen mode of this? Oh, that's a bit better. Right, so we're going to filter out the sub frequencies over the course of these 4 bars, I believe. Maybe even 8, you know. Leaf, you got your broom?
At least that we know of.
Right, come out. I think the perks as well. Awesome kind of bassiness to them. But in order to create the desired effect that I'm after, I will need to filter them out as well. So yeah, something like, I think this hit here, I want to have the full bass back in by that point. So maybe something like this.
At least that we know of.
Hell yeah. There is another kind of pretty annoying problem with this track, and that is that I don't know if you clocked it on the other bounce, but when this bass hits here, it's like quieter than what's just preceded it, which is really annoying. Because it means I've got to go through and just turn everything down a bit.
At least
Yeah, it's a bit better now. Because we had a problem where the main drop would drop and it would have way less power than what preceded it. Now, what we also need here is like a big riser, which I forgot to make in the other project. Maybe I can do it in here. Let's have a look. Or maybe we've just got something in the sample pack which might serve our purposes, because we want to have a big lead up to that drop. Oh no. Way too dank. Not really what I was after. This is all wrong. Let's go for impact instead. We'll try our own sample pack first. Ooh, something like this could work. It wants to end here. Way too loud, obviously. This is completely the wrong place. Wants to be here instead. Yeah. We'll need an EQ on this. Start it. And we'll go up from there. So we'll go up. So by the end, hopefully we've just got the high frequencies.
At least that we know of.
I'm going to go from a little bit further back and listen to this section again, because so I can feel. At the moment, it's kind of hard to feel if this impact is kind of working in the right place. I need to go from a bit further back so I can feel my way into it. That's way too far back. We'll be here forever.
Talking to someone somewhere out there.
Logger. I had my audio doubled for loads of that.
Communication technology that we
Why didn't you tell me?
constructed and used by a race known as the Alterras.
Yeah. So I just I just realised I had the music doubled.
At least that we know of.
Sorry guys, it's my fault. I can't blame any of these. I'm just salty because I had for the last probably since I played that other track, I've had the audio doubled coming out of Ableton. So that's working really well. So what next? What next? So this first section here, when it drops,
At least that we know of.
could do with a little bit of tidying. There are some bits in here, like some kind of some weird kind of noises that if I can find, I want to drop out. It's got to be one of these. Probably in the highs. To this? No. Ah, oh, come on. Where are you? Must find these percussions. This is the problem with having an ill-organized project. Can you hear what I'm hearing? It's kind of like weird glitch. It could be in the percussion, to be honest. This is why I need to bounce to more of this stuff to audio. Is it this? Ah, here we go. Yeah, this is sounding a bit weird, I think, in this section. I'm going to be dropping some of these out. A bit harsh and just too much. But right after we've dropped. Right after we drop the bass. This is why you love Logic's zoom selected track option. You can keep all the tracks small. Yeah, I mean, theoretically you can do that in Ableton, but I don't like having all my tracks collapsed. I like to be able to see what's going on, because for me, I'm more of a visual than a reader. So rather than going off what the track names are, I'll just look at the waveform. And if it looks like the kind of sound for what I'm looking for, then I have a little listen, see if it's the one. See, some of this is just like messy as well, you know. Like, it's not that the sound's too harsh there, it's just it's kind of out of time. Cool, yeah, and then we can bring these. We can leave these sounds in this second section, so it's a little bit more full on. Some of them still, though, just cut through way too much. Like this one, for instance, I think can possibly just. The other thing I possibly want to do with this is just because some of them are just sounding quite harsh to me. You know, it's just like if we look on the EQ, it's all right here around 3 kilohertz, which is a right harsh frequency range to be working in. So I'm thinking I do something like this.
They were called the Alterra. They were called
A little bit messy here. Rid of those.
they were called the Alterra. They were called the Alterra. I think this means thousands of years. They found a great belt of stars. The Alterrans named their new home Avalon, and that they built many Astria Porta. Named their new home Avalon, and that they built many Astria Porta.
Dane, if you're watching this, there used to be a dialogue sample that went in this bar that went, "Do you realise what this could mean?" And it was incredible. And unfortunately, it's gone in the bouncers you sent me. So if you can find that and send it to me, that would be awesome, because I think that would just fill this out really nicely again. He's not here, but hopefully he'll watch it back after.
Apparently, I weren't allowed to keep Alterra.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. To ever inhabit the galaxy.
So here, the most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. Fantastic. My favourite line in the whole tune. Echo Flux. Ahoy there. How's it going? Welcome. First time chatter as well, I believe. Come on. It's a day for firsts today. Which is great to see all the new people turning up. I love it.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
So, there's something happening here which has got a lot of high frequencies in it. It's quite noisy. Is it this thing? Yeah. So, I want to possibly just shorten this a little bit so it doesn't get in the way of the word galaxy.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
And also, if we can find the dialogue line, wherever that is. What's going on here?
The galaxy.
Not a first time watcher. Awesome. Yeah, amazing. There's a few, I think because it's like everyone's off work for Christmas. We've had a few people who've been kind of watching the VODs but have never managed to make the streams, have managed to make it this time. Which is really cool, you know. It's like brings a lot of joy to my heart to know that people are watching the VODs and would tune into the streams if they could, you know. It's good to know you guys are out there for sure.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. The most powerful race.
Okay, so it's quite a noisy sample, isn't it? Maradness as well, indeed. Yeah. Oh, glad you guys made it. So,
The galaxy.
this is quite noisy. I'm wondering, I've got this kind of denoiser plugin, which might work all right on this. Although the noise in this is quite loud and it's quite transient heavy, so it might not work too well. But we'll try and get it to work. This denoiser, by the way, is free, and it's not as good as Isotope RX, but it's pretty damn good.
The most powerful race to the most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. The most powerful race to ever...
I don't think we can get rid of that noise. I think it's too loud in comparison to the dialogue. So it's kind of hard to catch the right threshold. There is no right threshold to set it at, which would catch all the noise and leave. Yeah, Burton. What else do I have that's Burton? I mean, I just love free stuff.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
And also it's kind of creating artifacts in the actual dialogue itself.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit.
So I don't think that's going to work in this particular application, which is a shame, because it is good, that denoiser. I would recommend it.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
We just need to turn up...
The galaxy.
We just need to make sure this galaxy is loud enough to be audible.
Inhabit the galaxy. The galaxy. Most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. Most powerful race to ever inhabit. Ever inhabit. Ever inhabit. The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
Yeah. Because it's like, there's that, and then just before it... Alterra. There it is. Alterra. So it's like Alterra, the most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy. They should work in tandem with each other. I'm just going to put this on as a new track, because what I need to do here, you probably hear,
Alterra.
is boost some high frequencies in this, because I feel like they're getting lost in the overall mix.
Alterra. Alterra. Alterra.
Unfortunately, it's quite a severe cut. As well, Dane, if you're watching this as well, on this, there's a really...
Alterra. Alterra.
It's got a delay that I don't want to be there, which means I'm having to cut off the end of this word earlier than I would like. So if you've got a version without the delay that you can send me of this particular sample, that would also be great. Can't argue with the sample selection, yeah. All credit to Dane for this section. He put this section together.
Alterra.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
There is kind of like a whole narrative running through this tune of like this. It's from Stargate. It's there's this whole kind of side plot running through Stargate, where there's this ancient secretive race of aliens called the Alterrans, who transcended their body and became pure energy and left Earth on a epic voyage through space. And hopefully over the course of this track, we kind of take the listener through a bit of a narrative of that. Thanks, Echo Flux. It's Dane's favourite TV programme, Leaf. I've not been able to get really into it, but I'm going to make unpacking this track again and listening to all these samples. I'm going to make a concerted effort to get way back into Stargate. Because I basically skimmed through like 5 seasons of Stargate to find like all these dialogue samples for the intro. And that was really cool, just kind of getting like a cursory kind of understanding of some of the story beats that were going on within Stargate. But yeah, I really want to like actually do the whole thing, especially because I'm like, really into living my best 90s life at the moment with my CRT TV and I try and get a VHS box set of Stargate. Yeah, I also been meaning to rewatch Battlestar Galactica just recently as well. Right, so what is next for this track? I'm going to listen to the intro all the way through. I think it might be a case of rises and impacts that I might have to make. Hell yeah, I've got a CRT TV. In this very studio, I have a CRT TV. My VHS player, I've got a PS2, I've got an N64, and an Xbox 360. Because what with the complete cratering of like modern gaming, apart from, you know, like From Software and Larian Studios, you know, big budget games are just like awful these days, generally speaking. I've gone back to previous generations and loving it as well, actually. I'm playing the Ocarina of Time. What a game. I never played it back in the day. Oh, and also Charlie realised that he somehow had ended up with a bunch of Sega Mega Drives, so I'm hopefully getting one of those off him at some point as well.
They lead you to their realm with the path that is laid out in the Book of Origin. All you need do is follow their teachings.
So what's it about?
Actually, it's a story. It's written like fiction.
I never played it, no, but I've got it now. I had an N64 back in the day. I was a big Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing player. But yeah, just recently I've just got Ocarina of Time. Oh man, it's actually amazing. Like, it's pretty incredible that I can go back and play that, and it is genuinely still an incredible game. 30 years later, or close enough.
Once upon a time,
The Alterras left civilization behind.
Do you know what? I might leave it here for today.
Some people
After we've listened to this.
used to look a lot like us, both physically and mentally, so much that they found a way to shed their physical bodies.
Because I've kind of
Another higher plane of existence.
reached a natural endpoint, and if I start something new, that'll take me a while. And unfortunately, on this specific occasion,
A long time ago, and I believe that those people
my mum's cooking me dinner for 8.
here.
This has sounded amazing, though. Hopefully I'll be back before New Year. Probably not before Christmas now.
big place.
But I'm hoping in the festive gooch, which is the area in between Christmas and New Year, also known as the festive taint. I'm hoping to get 1 or 2 streams in.
Talking to someone somewhere.
I'm actually going to Kenya on New Year's Eve, and like a bunch of time is going to be taken up for me prepping to do that. So time's going to be
The
tight.
use of a communication technology that we believe was
And then I'll be hopefully doing weekly streams from Kenya
the Alterras.
for a month or so. What's going on? Oh, it's failing to load from disk. I don't know why it's suddenly struggling so much.
Though no evidence has been uncovered.
At least that we know of.
Boriako Masuri Sana. What does that mean? You grew up with Kenya? Ah, it's Swahili. Yeah, I'll be hopefully learning a few Swahili phrases while I'm out there. Also recording some unique soundscapes.
People that went on a great journey through space.
Getting out into nature reserves and recording the elephants and the giraffes and everything. It'll be cool. It means I hope you are well. I'm fine. Oh yeah, nice. Thanks, Echo Flux.
I think this means thousands of years. They found a great belt of stars. The Alterrans named their new home Avalon, and that they built many Asteroporta.
Serious track, yeah. I think this is going to end up being one of our best.
Alterra.
The most powerful race to ever inhabit the galaxy.
A big love to you all. Thanks to everyone who showed up today. It's been awesome. I've had a really great time. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy Yule. Happy winter solstice. Stay cozy during these short days, these short dark days. I know we do here in Scotland. And I will see you all the other side of Christmas Day.